East Podcast, WATP.
Let's talk about Casey interviewing Adam Busch, of course, our friend Casey Armstrong, friend of the show, former producer on the Howard Stern show, bodybuilder. He also dated Miss Howard Stern for quite some time. That was a very interesting saga. Do you remember that, Adam?
A little bit. I remember her.
Yeah.
She had that high-pitched voice.
Oh, yeah. She was very attractive and totally crazy. Really dumb. But those two were a couple. And we start things off here. Before you come on the show, Casey's going to play a little game with the audience.
I'll ask one of you fuckfaces. Hey, fuckface, East Coaster. You think Adam's been in Law and Order? True, false? What do you got? Has he been in Law and Order? All right. Anybody want to tell me? Has he been in Law and Order? East Coast is saying false? Nah. He done did that. Hey, how about NCIS, East Coaster, or anybody else? Do you think he done did it?
I'm going to say true. I'm going to say he did do that.
Do you think he was in that?
Yeah, probably.
This guy's done everything, Jake Fires. He's, I mean, you know, like, we rarely get people that have done stuff, but I kind of put him on top because I like what he's done here at the Dabbleverse.
That is his greatest accomplishment to date. I agree with you on that, Casey. I like that Casey just reading your IMDb page. True or false? Did he play a stoned guy on an episode of Law and Order from 1999? You're like, probably true. I'm guessing you're reading that.
Yeah.
How would anybody know?
Fair enough.
I like that he ends it on the I like that he's honest. He's reading my IMDb from his phone. He's very clear about that. And then he pulls it back to the Dabbleverse, which I like.
Yeah, that's why you're a part of the show.
That's what we're going to talk about.
Before you come on, so, you know, he's killing some time here. I think he gets a little nervous that you're going to show up. Right?
He starts to doubt himself.
He starts to doubt that you're going to be there.
I think he's a good guy, but I don't know if I'm ever going to get him on because you know what I did is, see, I'm a douche, and since I left the other place, I don't know if oh, look what I did. Oh my God. Look what I did. Guys, I got the man of the hour. I'm so excited to have my friend Adam on here. Guys, it's Adam Busch. Adam!
Thank you. It's not as exciting as you make it sound.
Well, it's exciting to me, buddy.
That was such a victory. He was when he saw your face show up, he's like, "Yes, we fucking did it! Let's go!" It's so exciting for him.
He's so sincere about it.
I know.
My mother's
very
not
cool.
that happy to see me. She's like, "Hi." He accomplished something. I loved it.
Yeah, that was impressive. All right, where are we going next, Adam?
He is a bit delusional, and that comes off in this next opinion of his, but he explains where that delusion comes from.
Okay.
But what I think is if you were a little bit older, I think you could have given a run to be to work. If Artie did half, you might have done the other half. You know why? Because Howard said, I want a wit. I want someone who's not going to tell one-liners. I want someone who's going to get into it and kind of show a psychological place. He loved Artie. I loved Artie, and he was the man for it. But you could have worked yourself in there because you're a wit. You have a way of dissecting douchebags.
I do like that, and I that's a very, very generous thing you just said. It's completely untrue. There's a joy to Artie that Howard needs. There, no matter how sad it is, he has that joy, that laugh, whatever it is. I don't have that. I would bring the room to a screeching halt. I know, because I wouldn't want to hear me on there doing what I do
that's
as
just you.
a
That's
fan of the
you,
show. I would fantasize about writing there, working there, of course, in some capacity. But in that position, no. I'm going to go down on the record as saying I did not want the Artie chair. No, not at this time.
All right, no, that's fine. But the reason why I say is because you have a way, and I've only noticed it when you're on that great show I love, the Shirley Show, and you're on with Rochester. I have CTE. I'll
Who are these
forget.
podcasts?
Thank you. Yeah, with
What is
Carl.
CTE?
It's when you get hit in the head too many times.
From football?
Yeah.
There's a very good point. It's like, by the way, I think you'd be just as good as Artie Lang if you were on the Howard Stern show. And you go, well, I'm obviously not nowhere near like that kind of level of being Artie. The personality type doesn't make sense. He goes, I've been hitting the head a lot.
Oh, okay, that's it. But there's a rational explanation for that.
Yeah,
I love the real-time reaction that Adam gives. You could freeze it on him with his eyes pop as soon as he hears that. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
right. So then you bring up Stuttering John. You want to talk to him about Stuttering John.
That's all I want to talk about, yeah.
Well, yeah, of course. Because they have an actual relationship. They work together. And Casey came on this show, and he's done his own show and gone on other people's shows and talked about how terrible John was as an employee, how lazy he was. He really gets into it. And so, of course, Adam's going to want to talk to him about it.
He always thought that he was more important than he was. And that's why the book is about him. It's about, it keeps going. It's a comedy romp through my life. Nobody gives a fuck. They want to hear about, what happened, backstage or whatever. But we could talk about this shit forever. But I don't got you for that long. So I want to get your expertise. You are an expert on shit that I'm kind of interested in. Like, for instance, let's just giggle for a second, all right? I want to show you what John did when he went to Patrick Melton's house. I'm sure you've seen it, but I just want to cackle just for a second.
Friends?
He brings this up multiple times. So he's just like, let's have a laugh together, shall we?
Yeah.
And he just pulls up like random videos that he's been enjoying lately.
Yeah.
Yes, Adam, you're a wit.
Yeah.
He's expressing, he's putting up boundaries. He doesn't want to talk about John. I try many times, and he doesn't want to, and he's not being rude about it. And he's doing that thing that I was always telling Joey. I'm like, what do you want to see? Do that show. He's not doing it to be mean or to cut me out. He just wants to show me some stuff. He's got some things he wants my opinion on. He's got a plan, and he wants to do it. And he has no problem very gracefully executing it. He didn't have to attack me. He didn't, give me shit for wanting gossip. He just very elegantly moved on to the next thing, which is he just wants to laugh at John outside Melton's house with the boombox, and he does. He just laughs at that for a while, which of course I enjoy.
At it for a while. Yeah, look at this idiot.
Ended there.
Sounds good. Well, then he brings up stuff that he's into, and he wants to share that with you, and be like, Adam, have you seen this Birdemic movie? No, we've all seen Birdemic. It's funny. We enjoy it. So why not bring it to the show and pop it on?
I don't know if you've ever heard of Birdemic. It was about a bunch of birds that had taken over.
It's a demic of birds.
You're a successful actor, and if you find yourself in something like this, I just had this question: what would happen if from that scene? If you don't know, let's just go a little further.
Shit, here they come!
You can stop it.
Adam's reaction is just like, okay, so this is what we're doing now. We're watching this.
What are you even thinking, man? Like you've been interviewed before. This question has never come up. No. Like, what are you thinking? Like, how do I even respond to this?
And if it has, God help us all.
Right.
Well, I gave him, his question was basically, what is it like when you're in a bad movie? That's what he wanted to know. What is it like when you're sitting there in these, really cheesy birds come over. Like, how do you get through a gig like that? And what I explained to him is that they don't know the birds are that cheesy while they're there. Someone believes in this, convinced them, told them it's gonna look great, and that's how it always is, even on a small project or a big one. You're just trying your best and hoping it's gonna work out. And it became clear, he's like, yeah, let's just watch it again, it's really fun. And we do. And he's happy.
Was he hoping you'd just be like, yeah, look at those idiots, what a shit movie they're in, I hope they never work again?
To me, it was just like a dog who throws his bone right in front of you, and you just, okay, I'll throw it. We're happy, everybody's happy, he was happy,
Right.
This was fine.
Doing stuff, we're hanging out together.
I'm cackling. Are you cackling?
I'm not cackling yet, but I'll get there.
Would you have had the Dumb and Dumber Jim Carrey haircut in this
Right.
scene?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, Casey. I would have to see it, but he's very passionate about this stuff. He loves it, and he wants an inside look at it. He showed me some Harvey Keitel from Bad Lieutenant, and we talked a bit about that. He wanted to know if those are good performances or bad performances, and I just told him it's whatever he thinks they are. If he enjoys them, they're great.
Yeah.
Because that's the
Right.
truth.
So then you start asking him some questions in our clip 6. You want to set this up at all?
Oh, yeah, here I hit him with one of my famous gotcha questions that no one can ever recover from. Are you in like a relationship or anything? Do you date
No.
anymore? Nothing at all.
Nope.
Nothing at all.
No, I got to learn to, kind of be okay with being alone, and it's just part of being human, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was so,
Jesus Christ.
that was so depressing just
was
now.
heavy.
Who you dating? You have a girlfriend or what's going on? No, I'm a lonely man, Adam. There's no one for me, and that's just what everyone goes through. Oh, whoa, that was
Therapist.
you
Adam.
weren't ready for that, were you?
No, but I was relieved that he was being honest.
yeah.
He just wanted to be honest. He takes his time. He thinks about it. It was really sad, but that was the truth. And I mean, I can't ask for anything more than that. It does raise some questions from the chat, though, in this next one.
Oh,
And then you got Tony Eveready. Rob Saul says you're gay with Carl Heberger. Comment? I don't know if he's talking to me or you, but
I think he's talking to me. I think
I'm
the
very
rumors-
gay with him. Are you?
I mean, we sword fight,
Okay.
but Rob Saul is a journalist. He's not a comedian. He's not a comic. He doesn't do jokes. He
I
reports.
just want to point out when he said we sword fight, this is before Boston at the Airbnb. All right, in case people are wondering about the timeline.
Are you embarrassed? Are you
He doesn't do
ashamed? Jokes. He reports the news as it happens, so it's tough to go against such a reliable source as that. But I will say we're very close. I'm open-minded and maybe even a little curious.
Well, that's not going to help out with any of the rumors there, Adam, but thank you.
You're welcome. And I hope Rob Saul's watching, because this is how you handle these questions. This is how you answer them. And this next one is a
you don't
perfect
ban
example.
them? You don't ban them?
Exactly.
You don't
For
storm
all
off.
of them, exactly. Thank you for pointing
Have
that
fun
out.
with the content.
There is this option available other than
Yes.
blocking, what Casey is doing right here. Watch this.
Where were you?
Sunflower Dragon?
Here we go. We got Jay Loiter. Love you, Casey. Why are you being a lone wolf? Every time you show up on a panel like with WATP, the audience goes nuts. You don't have to be alone in any context. That's very nice of you. Thank you very much. I just work better that way.
Oh,
That's it.
there you go.
That's it.
You had an answer.
Yeah.
Yep. You didn't have to make excuses. You didn't have to freak out at the person and get upset and talk about his tiny button penis.
Yep.
He read it and he answered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was nice.
It's an option available to everyone. I hope more people feel compelled to take it. Here, Casey and I get involved in that really hot celebrity gossip, some of that modern stuff.
Bubble Popper 24. Two genuine good men. Big fan of you guys. That's nice of you, Bubbles.
Thank you. I like John Popper, your brother.
Yeah, I got to show you a video one time. He chased me around with a knife.
Popper?
Yeah.
Yeah, he loves those knives.
Yeah, it was
does.
weird. He
And
took it out.
swords.
He goes, "What about this? You're a repressed homo," and he put it up to my neck. I'm like,
He said that?
"Yeah." I'm like,
Did he really?
Yeah. I'm like, I don't think I like that. But we made up, years
Then
later.
I'm comfortable telling the story, and I have the receipts of walking into a backstage dressing room at a Dead and Company show and finding John Popper having his way with a block of American cheese. He was eating it as a
having his way with it.
sandwich. This is a true story.
Wow.
I've never seen a block of American cheese. They usually come in like slices.
That's what it was.
Well,
it was it's like that
Oh,
in a
all
row.
of them
was it
combined.
cheddar? Oh, that's even worse.
That's so offensive. American cheese is the worst.
64.
I like that you guys both had stories that did not paint him in a good light. But you both respect him as an artist. But you're just like, oh, this guy's nuts. Yeah.
And I love how we have our finger on the pulse talking about 90s radio.
Right. It's good.
I couldn't get much about John, but I did get a quick, nice ETA story out of him about Eric, the actor.
Somehow, I had already been out there in California, and I did a gig with the Iron Sheik and Shuli and Gary Retard, and Eric the actor was outside in his chair, but there was only stairs. He couldn't get up. So I'm like, and there was a big line of people to get in. So I'm like, I just pointed at a couple big guys. I'm like, hey, you guys, let's go. Come over here. Come help me. And we got him, and we lifted him up over the chair, so he got a good seat to get in. And he always appreciated that until Johnny Fratto had something to do with him, and I think he wanted me to do some damage on somebody he didn't like or something like that. But you know what to do, or something
You
like
know
that.
what to do.
Yeah, but I felt good because he wouldn't have got into that show unless we didn't get 2 or 3 big guys that were waiting to get in and come in to the show. So there was 2 or 3 like really nice people that helped him get up the stairs because there wasn't a ramp or anything like that. So that's one of the things I remember about him.
How did he feel when he would get that kind of attention or that?
He liked it.
Yeah.
He liked it. He thought he was like kind of hey, they I'm a pretty important guy, but not in a cocky way. Just like, hey, there's people looking to help me out.
Yeah.
Eric was, I don't know if I guess cocky wouldn't be the right word, but he expected so much from people. He expected favors. He was angry if you didn't give him favors. He got very upset with Howard Stern when, he's trying to get these roles on TV shows. And if Howard didn't do everything in his power to make sure that he accommodated him, and, there could be werewolves where it's shooting in New Mexico, and he was concerned about that, and Howard didn't help with that stuff. He'd get very upset, Eric would. It's just part of his charm.
He would
Part of
actually
why we
hold
loved
up productions of television shows because they didn't, succumb to his needs or
That's
whims.
right. Yes.
So, but this is how he sees him, and he sees him very much. His memories, Casey, are like a picture. And
Yeah.
There's no before or after. It's just this image he has of things that happened, and that's it. And he remembers him in that way. I ask him what the difference between John and Eric is, and he says Eric didn't expect it, John did. I think they both expected it, but I guess Eric was better at just hiding it or having some friends.
Well,
and John,
I
it
think
was just-
Casey probably spent a lot more time around John and with John, too.
That's true,
So he
too.
probably just saw a lot more examples of it, but also he was hitting the head a lot.
we can end every sentence with that.
Let's not
But
forget about
I think
that.
you're right. I think they spent much more time together, and he got
We
to see that.
We do love you, Casey, but he was hitting the head a lot, and I just lost my video. I'll bring it right back. You want to start setting? So you ask about Opie right here.
Yeah, and I found this very interesting. Did you have any run-ins with Opie? Did you ever get to meet him, or?
No. I never. Me and Anthony are friends, and the first time I met him,
Oh, you took him to that strip club in that I love that story.
Yeah, after that, he said the worst strip club he's ever been to. Thanks, Case.
Amazing.
But
Legendary.
it was funny. But Opie, I never I used to drive home to Jersey City or to Long Island back when I worked for Howard, and I would listen because they were number one on the drive home on NEW, and I was like, this guy Anthony is so talented. He's got these great impressions. So these comics who come on, they're so talented, but this guy who just is so cocky and thinks that he has a part of it really doesn't add anything to it. And what he's doing now is just proving that he never had anything to do with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't want to keep you too long, but I do want to make you giggle just for a second.
You can cut it.
So
You
let's
can
just
cut it.
welcome you to
Get
the
back to
sack just for
giggling.
a second, and then let you do your thing.
Boy,
He
he just
says-
nailed
he
that
says-
show.
He says two things multiple times. A, I don't want to keep you too long. And then it goes on another 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. And the other thing is just like, let's just giggle together. Let's just chuckle at stuff. Come on, man. What are we doing?
Well, I keep asking him serious or just his opinion, and he doesn't want to talk about that. He has this one. I just thought it fascinating that he has one image of Opie in his mind of just hearing him on the radio and hating it, and it stayed with him. Checks it out now, finds it to be completely validated. I had the same experience as him. I didn't listen as much back then, but I had the same reaction to him that I had to John, who I knew very well. So there is a visceral similarity there. And I like, again, he doesn't want to talk negative. He'll answer my question, and then he moves on very quickly in a very graceful way. I respect that. The last thing is just I ask him if John is redeemable in any way, if there's anything he can do. Is there any redeeming for John? Is there anything Stuttering John can do to turn his life around for him, just so that every relationship he has doesn't end in such chaos?
Adam, I don't see him learning from any of this. I see him just trying to take more advantage. I don't know. I don't live there. I'm friends with his ex-wife, and I don't feel necessary to talk about his relationship. But we are friends. I wish him the best with his ex-wife and his kids. But from everything that I've heard on the shows and stuff like that, I think it's a tough hill to climb.
It's pretty wise.
He's tried his best. What was the
handling it.
question? Yeah.
He's handling it. He's not selling out anybody. He keeps talking about how amazing Susanna is, which is all we hear and seems to be consistent. He doesn't let me force him, or he doesn't feel compelled to say things he regrets or
Right.
confess or talk about bathing as a child with, his mother when it was way past the age that was appropriate. He's just like an adult or like some kind of gentleman.
Yeah. It's a very different experience than some of the other shows that you've gone on.
That's what I'm trying to say. And I hope, because it's very clear, I'm giving the same back. This is an option. We can just have fun. And I felt a lot of love from him. It felt very nice and very welcoming. And it was a really great experience. And it was only like an hour and something minutes. Isn't that something?
Yeah, it's nice. He was concerned about your time, which some people didn't seem to have a care about your time when you were doing
4
their
hours.
shows. Yeah.
So I had a great time on Casey Armstrong's show. Thank you for letting me share that with you.
I do think it's interesting that he talked about hating Opie when listening to Opie and Anthony, because you don't hear that sentiment from people. Most people will tell you, I didn't have a problem with Opie. It was Opie and Anthony and Jim and Patrice. And, most people thought that Opie's role on that show was fine. And then you see that show through the lens that we have now, where it's like, wow,
Yes.
this guy has no talent and is probably dragging things down. And now you go back and go, oh, actually, he was detrimental to that show, for sure.
Very much so. He was. You could hear it. The show I worked on in Detroit, Drew and Mike, you could go each day of the week, and on Monday you might walk away after listening to the show and go, Drew's my favorite. He's the funniest. He's the best. And on Tuesday you might go, you know what, Mike Clark. Mike is the funniest I've ever heard. Like no one walked away from the O&A show and had the Opie day. No one.
That's
like
true.
Ever.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
But that wasn't his role. I think that Mike and Drew are both funny guys. And a lot of these radio shows, I used to listen to Don and Mike. And Mike did the impressions. And I thought Mike was pretty funny, but Don really drove the show. And I thought Don was really more of the talent of the show. But, you know, you like both personalities. You like them together. It's odd that you like listen to a show where one of the person you're just like, fuck this guy.
It did have a weird way of feeling when you listened to it. Like, there was something not right. Even when Opie was missing for a day. And it was just Jimmy Norton and the comics and Ant. And it was like, yeah, you almost need that guy there. I don't know. There's something weird about it. Like it fit. But it got worse and worse as time went on, where it was almost like when your team is on a roll, you let them go. You let them go. You don't pull the brake. And he would do that in real time. And I think the audience picked up on that and hated it in real time.
Right. That is true.
Who are these